What's going on, guys? You're rocking with your favorite show.
What's the point?
And your favorite guys, STS, the only Chris Park. How you guys feeling today? Today, we are going to be talking about
YouTube.
Damn.
Article 13. We're going to talk about YouTube and Article 13. Article 13 just was proposed to European Parliament and denied.
Right.
Coming back to revisit in September, right?
Right.
So, what is it?
So, I mean, Article 13 and the implementation of that would it would hold the likes of YouTube and companies like YouTube with user-generated content. They would be legally accountable for any copyrighted infringement material that ended up on their platforms. And that's what that means, right? So that would create a lot of troubles and worrisome for a company like YouTube because, you know, a majority of their material is user-generated.
Right. I mean, what happens if all the copyrighted material on YouTube, all of a sudden, YouTube had to pay copyright infringement for all of those?
I think YouTube's contribution to the music industry is just underestimated and undervalued in what it brings, and what it does. You know, because
I agree. I
think
YouTube is a catalyst.
So do I, right? I mean, most people find out new music on YouTube and then they go to other DSPs to then stream it. Right? It's like throwing alley-oops to like Spotify or Apple Music.
Exactly.
Because that's what most people are discovering and then going to stream. So I think it's helpful for those different type of other streaming services, you know.
On the other side of that, YouTube just released a giant streaming service now that pays royalties that are comparable to Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon YouTube Prime Music and all the rest of these.
They got YouTube Music. They just launched that.
Right.
They just signed licensing deals with all the majors. You know, YouTube is just a different type of beast, and I don't think that all digital products that play music are created equal. You know, I really don't.
Not at all. I mean, they're doing what they can to combat the copyright that's on their platform. They have the Content ID system, which is basically a fingerprint for every video that goes up there. If it's detected, it's automatically taken down. I mean, they're doing what they can to combat the copyright thing right now. And if people are going to try to come in here, you know, when I say people, I mean government people that are going to come and try in here to manipulate this and hold them liable and enforce more laws against them. All we're doing is we're limiting the creator's ability to share. That's all we're doing here. And we cannot put limits on that.
I think that's so crucial. And so, like I said, just undervalued on just a platform like YouTube, one of the biggest in the world, you know, online, and the number one most used music search engine, right? So just the type of power that holds, right? Just the different type of inspiration that it's used for, and the free-flowing thinking and the creativity that can be driven and derived from YouTube, you know, and I think that's just going way over people's heads.
YouTube's a platform, and this is the argument, and this is what they say in court. We're a platform. We're not responsible for what people put up there, but we do what we can to limit the amount of infractions that go on, right? And I'll say it again. If we come and try to govern them and put limits on YouTube, ultimately we're hurting ourselves as a creative industry.
I think we are. Definitely, I think
100%.
We are.
They're doing what they can.
Right. They have the YouTube Content ID.
They're doing what
they
can.
If you're a rights holder, a copyright holder, that allows you to track your copyrighted material, and you can either block or monetize the user off of the user that's infringing upon your copyright, that's using your music. You can either block or monetize off of it. So they got to just perfect that system and then call it a day.
Right.
You know?
Right.
That's all they got to do.
Ultimately, over the years, what we're starting to see now is actually royalties that YouTube is paying out are becoming more and more similar to what we're seeing to Spotify and Apple Music and the rest of these companies. Actually, the revenue that they generate for the music industry is greater than a lot of these other companies. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, YouTube's one of the best things that we have going for us in the music industry,
100%.
And we can't come and try to mess that up.
It's literally the music hub of the universe.
Absolutely.
You got YouTube charts, which is eventually going to take over the Billboard charts. It's just going to replace it because it's a more accurate depiction of what people are listening to.
Right.
You got the YouTube credits, you know, which display all of the credits.
Right.
You know, songwriter, the publisher, the producer,
on that.
You know, it's you know, you got all the license deals that have been made. YouTube Music. Already mentioned it's the second most search engine used in the world behind Google, which owns it. It's Google. It's just its music brother. You know?
So what's the point? The point is leave YouTube alone.
Yeah,
Get Article 13 out of here.
You gotta leave it the way it is.
If you're a musician, you should be actively speaking out against Article 13 right now, because ultimately it's going to hurt your bottom line.
Exactly.
And the bottom line is you're here to turn your music into money, and YouTube is helping you do that. And Article 13 is not going to help you to do that.
Apparently it's already working, because supposedly it's been reported that Google spent, about, I don't know, maybe $31 million in lobbying efforts, trying to convince members of the European Parliament
to shut it down.
To vote against it. Right. And it's worked for now. YouTube just got a really big close win.
Shut it down.
They voted against the implementation of Article 13 with 318 votes. So I think it was 278. So close win. And I guess their efforts are working, and they're getting their point across.
Right.
On one end of the spectrum, we got licensing deals built in place for the official music that is not user generated. But then on the other side, you got a whole community of just people that are taking inspiration from each other and creating beautiful pieces of works that you really shouldn't invade in. And then people will say, people try to, what if they try to say, oh, we're hypocrites, because you were slandering Spotify for, because they weren't paying the royalties, or they're not protected by the safe harbor. They were doing this and going around the law, or this is legal shenanigans, or whatever the case this may be. Totally different. It's not the same. Nope. It's just not the same. Like apples don't equal oranges, so it's just not a situation that's comparable.
It's a completely different system, right? Spotify licenses and produces that music and distributes it. All YouTube is a platform.
It's a different product.
People upload. They search, that's it, right? They're not actively pushing out their own product, right? So Spotify's product is music. YouTube's product is YouTube, right? And Spotify still has to kind of figure that out, but that's a whole different topic. And if you're on YouTube, put your links to your Spotify, your Apple Music accounts, use that as a funnel to get people off of YouTube and into a place where you can better monetize the music leading down the road. Period.
That happened on July 5th when the European Parliament voted against it.
Right.
They're going to revisit it back. I guess they're going to revisit the issue back in September coming up, I guess, to re-vote on it. Right. So keep your eye out on that. Keep your ears open.
Definitely be keeping you updated.
Keep you informed on that.
StreamersInternational.com. We'll be having articles coming out. We'll have some more blogs in a lot more detail about Article 13 and what it really means.
You got to keep YouTube the way it is. You got to realize the contribution that's making to our industry, beyond Article 13 and the safe harbor laws, and how that's protecting YouTube. Like it's not hiding behind the safe harbor laws. It's just operating in a way where it can expand and actually contribute in an extremely beneficial way to all creators, and not just creators, but people that are listening and watching on YouTube. Fix it, perfect it, whatever. That's the answer.
That's the point.
Check us out. We'll be back tomorrow. Episode whatever. Just tune in.
Episode next one. StreamersInternational.com. Make sure you're on there checking us out.
Check it out.
Subscribe to the channel and watch for the next one. We'll be back.
Stay updated, stay educated. We'll see you guys next time.